It's Pastor Chuck Blair here. I am so excited to be able to talk to you this morning and share with you a beautiful story where Jesus tells us how to handle this whole thing of forgiveness. And forgiveness it's super important, and it's super important to remember and to talk about and to practice again and again and again. And kids, it all comes down to when your mom or dad reminds you, or your grandparents, or whoever reminds you to always say, I'm sorry. And that really is important. That really is important. So I want to talk about this beautiful story. And then we're going to talk about math. And I need to tell you, kids, I'm not very good at math. But anyhow, we're going to talk about a little fun math this morning. So there's this beautiful story in the Bible where one of the people who is following Jesus says, sort of, and you can kind of think, kids, maybe you can do this with your hands. Like, well, how many times do I have to forgive? And you think about that, kids, like imagine you have a brother, a sister, or a friend, or someone else who's done something that hurts you, and your mom or dad says, you need to forgive them. And you're like, well, how many times do I have to forgive them? And that's sort of what Peter's doing here. Like, how many times do I have to forgive them? And Jesus has this beautiful line where he says, well, you need to forgive them, not just once, but 70 times 7. 70 times 7. So kids, let's even do little hand tools. That's like, I was trying to do these this morning. I'm no good at them, but maybe you'll be better at them than I am. So we get the number, how do we do this? Number 7, right? The number 7. And then we take that number 7 times 70. So thinking, how the heck do we make 70? Well, this I think we'll make 70. So 7 times 70. There we go. All right, think of that 0 as the 0. 70, 70, 70, 70. 7 and 0 is 70. So 70 times 7. That's 400. I'm not real great at math, but I know what that equals. And if you've done your times table, some of you have, and some of you probably haven't, but when you do, you'll learn that equals 490 times. 490 times. So imagine your brother or sister or friend or whoever doing something that just bothers you. Like every day they're doing something that bothers you. And every day for a full year, which is 365 days, you say, I'm going to forgive you for that. Think about that, kids. That means over a year worth of forgiving somebody every single day. And if you learn to forgive someone every single day, you're going to learn to be a pretty forgiving person. I think that's what Jesus is talking about here. And does that matter? It absolutely matters a lot. Forgiveness might be one of the most important things that you learn. You learn to take care of other people and you learn to forgive because we all make mistakes all the time. And it's so important, especially in our families, to remember that. Because, right, if you have a brother, sister, some of you do and some of you don't, if you do have one or you have a close friend, of course they're going to do things that are annoying to you. And of course, ready for this, kids, this is the hard one to remember. And of course, you're going to do things that are annoying to them. I mean, that's just the way it goes. So when you do that, just remember 70 times 7. Let's do it again. So we got 7. There's the number 7. And then we'll try somehow to do finger gestures for our 70. So that's 70. 70. There we go. 70. 70. 70 times 7 equals 490. And there's no way I can do 490 with my hand and fingers. And kids, this is just important because it'll keep coming up. I even had a funny one yesterday. It's my mom's birthday this weekend. She's turning 85 years old. And she was reminding me of when I was little and my brother was little. My brother's only 11 months younger than me. That means that for a month, every year, actually it's this month, every year we're the exact same age one time per year, only 11 months apart. And, my brother had gotten to do something that I really wanted to be able to do. I really wanted to be able to do this to help this person. And instead, my brother got to do it. And I remember being so annoyed at my brother that he had sort of butted in and he got to do it and elbowed me out of the way. All this, all that chatter. And kids, like here it is. And that was, probably 50 years ago. And I still remember it. And what I was thinking about is I got to tell the kids about that tomorrow, because even me, even me, all these years later, I still need to work on forgiveness. And I still need to work on, and it's not even that he did anything bad. In my mind, I just made up a whole big story. And I just need to be a more forgiving person all the time. And it was a beautiful reminder of this 70 times 7. So that's my hope for you kids today, is that you remember when you're thinking like, wow, how many times do I need to forgive? Remember what Jesus tells you. And let's make those hand gestures again. He says, look, you got to do it 7 times, 70. 7 times 70. We got to keep on doing it. And when you do, it'll help you be a more loving person. It'll draw you closer to God. It'll draw you closer to other people. It'll help them be more forgiving of you when you make mistakes. And it's just a great way to live, kids. So that's my thought for today. I hope that's really helpful in the week ahead. And what we're going to do right now is I'm going to offer a little prayer. And then after the prayer, we're going to do a little blessing and then wish you kids a great week. So listen to this. This is called the Our Father prayer. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and bring you peace and bring you home. Amen. So kids, have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Have a great time. Best of wishes on a beautiful